Hi, and welcome to another dose of virtual vitamin Z. My name is Stephen, and I'm the curator of humane education for the Detroit Zoological Society. But today, I'm going to be introducing you to one of my colleagues, Mike, who is also a curator of education at the DZS, who focuses on citizen science projects. And he is going to be introducing you to a particular citizen science project called FrogWatch and how we are developing a virtual version of that project so that you can participate even if you are unable to visit the Detroit Zoo or Belle Isle Nature Center for trainings. Before he does that though, I want to introduce you to a few terms that we're going to be learning today. One of those is citizen science. And that refers to a process in which people like you and me work with scientists and researchers to help them through part of the scientific process. For example, one way that we can help them is through our next term, data collection. And data collection is when you're collecting information about the world around you. And one way to do that is through observation. Now, we might think of observation as looking at something, but as you'll learn from Mike, observation can include using multiple senses. And by participating in this project, you'll have an opportunity to increase your reverence, respect, and responsibility, increase your knowledge about frogs, strengthen your observation skills and empathy, and then help frogs, other animals, and the environment. And the only supplies you'll need are a computer with internet access. So to learn more about this project, I'm going to introduce you to Mike. Mike, can you tell us a little bit more about this project?
Welcome to the Detroit Zoological Society and today's episode of Virtual Vitamin Z. Today, we're going to be taking a look at our National Amphibian Conservation Center and some of the great work that they're doing on behalf of our amphibians. So come on, let's go in and take a look. Danae, what are you doing?
Hey Mike, I'm just watching frogs. I hear the Detroit Zoological Society has a really cool FrogWatch class and they offer it in early spring and late winter, so I'm trying to get a head start so I can ace the class.
Danae.
What? Frogs are amphibians, right? And we're here at the National Amphibian Conservation Center.
That's true. We are here at the National Amphibian Conservation Center, and this is a great place for frogs. But the FrogWatch program is a national program, and it's designed for people to be able to realize or know what type of frogs are in their area. So what they do is they come in for a training session, and what happens is that they actually have an opportunity to learn the different frog calls that frogs make, and then they can go back to the area and take a look and see what kind of frogs that they have in their area. So it's not actually watching the frogs, it's actually more like listening for their calls that they make in the early spring and summer.
Listening? I've been doing it wrong this whole time.
No, well, guess what? It is a great program, and we want to make sure that you and others have an opportunity to participate in this program. So that's why we are offering a virtual edition of the program that we're going to offer from the staff here that are going to actually teach the program.
Oh, cool. So when do we get started?
Okay, well, first of all, let's take a look and see a little bit how the program would do, because we know people have questions about exactly what FrogWatch is. Just like you were doing with the binoculars, and they feel the same thing, and so they get there and they're prepared to look for frogs, and they're actually listening for frogs. So let's do an example. One of the frogs that is found in Michigan, one of the 13 frogs and toads that are found in Michigan is called a bullfrog, right?
Yeah.
A bullfrog makes a sound. Don't laugh at me when I try to make it. But,
okay, I'll try not to.
Okay. And the bullfrog sounds like jug or rum. Jug or rum. Say it with me. Juggle-rum. 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 Juggle-rum.
Kind of funny.
It does sound kind of funny, but it is one of the 13 frogs and toads that are found in Michigan. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go inside and take a look and see some of the other frogs. But, hey, look. I think I see Dr. Ruth over there. Maybe we can ask her to further expand on why FrogWatch is such a great program for the community.
Oh, cool.
Hey, Dr. Ruth. Hey, I was heading in to see you so we could talk about some of the great work that you do here at the National Amphibian Conservation Center. But I saw my colleague, Danae, staring into the pond, and we got into a long discussion about one of our great programs called FrogWatch. So, could you tell us a little bit about how FrogWatch helps you do some of the great work that you do here?
Well, sure. Well, yes, I am Dr. Ruth. I am the director of the National Amphibian Conservation Center. And you see, frogs all over the world are disappearing, and we're concerned about this for a lot of reasons. But one of the reasons is that frogs help us clean our soil and our water. And by keeping an eye out and an ear out for frogs, that helps us to know how the populations of the frogs here in Michigan are doing. That information helps us to learn how to help both those frogs and the humans in our community.
Okay, thank you. That's very helpful. So we're sure that our audience would love to hear all that. And we look forward to having our audience have an opportunity to come out and participate in a FrogWatch class and to meet you and some of our other staff. So we encourage everyone to participate in the FrogWatch. That way you can help frog conservation.
All right, thanks, Mike. So, if you are interested in participating just like Danae is, then you can get started right away. And one way to do that is go to this web page through the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, or AZA. And this page lists different species by state and territory. So if you follow this link, you can search for your own state and learn what species of frogs live in that state. So for example, since I'm here in Michigan, I'm searching for frog species in Michigan. And as you can see, there is a list of different species. Now, it's really important, as Mike said with FrogWatch, that we learn the calls of these frogs or their vocalizations. So for example, with the American bullfrog, I can learn more about the species and also listen to that species call, like this. And as Mike mentioned, by listening to these calls, we'll have a chance to really become experts at identifying them. So when it comes time to participate in FrogWatch, we'll know exactly what to be listening for and how to collect that data. And when you've mastered the species in your area, you can visit this website or web page through the Detroit Zoo's website to register for those virtual trainings that Mike talked about. So go ahead and become an expert at identifying frog calls, and then tune back in a little bit later to schedule or to register for one of these trainings. Until then, stay safe and have a great day. Bye.